How's it going, everybody? I'm the big guy. Welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got an easy week this week. It's gonna be just a simple Raw and SmackDown review, and then we'll go to a review of Royal Rumble 2016. Is it 2016 or 2015? It's 2014 actually. We're doing 2014. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a fun one for that one. We are then going into an actual review and skipping the drink of the week and reading from the Book of Rules. We are actually going into a review of the movie Vendetta, a WWE film starring The Big Show, and I forget the guy's name. He was Superman a couple times. Dean Cain. Dean Cain. So I think that's a funny one to review. I actually watched it twice, once with myself and once with my father. It's a funny action movie to actually go watch. I thought it was actually really cool to see. But so let's get into the news this week. As Kevin Dunn has left WWE, he said that he did not feel comfortable backstage anymore, being a former Vince McMahon guy. So he has left WWE. I know, by the way, this podcast is coming out late, and I'm sorry. I've been dealing with a bit of a stomach issue tonight, so I have been trying to deal with that. And apparently, a top star has tried to reveal storylines for the company after he has left. Matt Riddle has talked about how he was booked to win the Royal Rumble, how he was booked to win Money in the Bank, and now has apparently has said he was booked to beat the Undertaker's streak, but scheduling conflicts. I'm making that a joke. Matt Riddle apparently has said so many times that he was booked to win the Royal Rumble, he was booked to win Money in the Bank. So now it's become a meme online of everybody saying, "Oh, Matt Riddle was booked to slam Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, but his birthing conflicts made that impossible," or some shit like that. So if you're looking for a good laugh, the Matt Riddle thing is always fun to see. And then Tony Khan opened up Twitter again, ladies and gentlemen. So Tony Khan has apparently made jokes about Jinder Mahal, saying that Jinder Mahal doesn't deserve to be in a number one contend in a world championship match next Monday on Raw. This has just opened up people saying like, "Hey, I'm an AEW fan, and why are you trying to take money out of someone's mouth?" I mean, Jinder Mahal is a former WWE champion, not a good one, but still a former WWE champion. And it's a Raw match. It's not like he's getting it on the Royal Rumble, and if he does, okay, it's not going to be the main event. He's just there to pass the time until we make it to WrestleMania, where it's going to be the real match. It sucks to see it, but Tony Khan, what the hell are you doing, dude? That's idiotic, in my opinion. Just thinking that was so stupid, Tony Khan, and people are calling him out, saying don't take the money out of his mouth, out of his family's mouth, and Tony Khan is sticking to his guns, saying no, he's not good, and he's not a good wrestler. He shouldn't have a world title shot. But God forbid someone says anything about him. God forbid. I was tempted to make him the Bowdroid of the Week, but I will get to the Bowdroid of the Week later on. Let's go into SmackDown News Revolution though. It was a fun show actually. Kevin Owens and Santos Escobar had a great match in my opinion. Kevin Owens picking up the win over Escobar to become the number one contender for U.S. title. Thought that was fun. You would then have Logan Paul come out, try to run his mouth on Owens. Owens just laid out Paul with just a punch, which was a very cool little segment to kind of like the opposite of Logan Paul knocking out everybody with his fist of iron, as he calls it, because he has a surgically fixed hand with metal screws in it, making it easier for him to knock people out, apparently. But then you got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller showing their support for Logan backstage. I would love for this to be a faction in WWE. It would, for some reason, work for me. You think of Bobby Lashley announcing his entry in the Men's Royal Rumble, but as they were doing this, Karrion Kross came on stage with Scarlett, and then Paul Ellering shows up. And AOP attacks the Street Profits. Karrion Kross is a new faction. People are asking, what should they call them? How about the Authors of Time? I would love for that name to stick. That is a cool name for them. So Cross joining the assault laid out Lashley with his new finisher. This sent a really cool message, and I really like this pairing. I know people are saying it's bullshit. I like this. And I would love for them to maybe move Karrion Kross to Raw after this and have him use AOP to go after Seth Rollins, the former team that helped build Seth Rollins' disciples. That'd be cool to see. We then get Io Sky versus Micha Mia Yim for the WWE Women's Championship. Cool clash of styles. Io Sky picking up the win over Micha Mia Yim to retain her title. Fun match, but I knew Io Sky was going to win from the beginning. Paul Heyman mentioned CM Punk later and told him, he said, welcome back while talking about Punk. Heyman lists his frustrations about Cody Rhodes still trying to finish his damn story despite losing at WrestleMania 39. He ended his promo saying Roman Reigns will smash whoever wins the number one contenders match tonight. We then get Butch's mystery partner, and was NXT Tyler Bate versus Pretty Deadly in a fun tag team match. Awesome to see Tyler Bate back with Pete Dunne. Great match. Butch and Tyler Bate pull off the win. We then get Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles in the number one contenders match. It would end in no contest as Randy would have AJ beat. LA Knight would pull the referee out of the ring while they were going for the pinfall. LA Knight was busted open. Roman Reigns would then come out with the bloodline and attack all of the guys. Power bomb, AJ, Superman punch, and spear. Knight laid out Orton with a spear and a spike combination along with Solo. Nick Aldis wasn't happy about this, came out and said it will be a fatal four-way match at the Royal Rumble. Perfect way for Reigns to lose the title. This is perfect. People are saying like, oh, now Cody can't finish the story at WrestleMania. Yeah, he can. Take the title off of Reigns. It's that simple. A title reign should come to an end, in my opinion, and I think this is a perfect way to end it. And people are saying, then who's going to take the pin? You're going to sacrifice the top star. No, you're not. Here's a way. You simply have Damian Priest cash in. Damian Priest cashes in. You have him lose his Money in the Bank cash in, and there you go. Damian Priest takes the pin, still as a top star, getting pinned by a top star, and there you go. Titles off Roman, probably goes to Randy. Randy has a feud with Cody going into WrestleMania. Cody gets to finish the story. We get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, and get Seth versus CM Punk night 1 too. So it's all good. Just my opinion. Let's go over to Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Raw kicked off with Drew McIntyre talking about how he might need to step away from WWE for a while. He talked about how CM Punk came back and how it's hurt him, and Damian Priest trying to cash his Money in the Bank. That hurt too. And then you would have CM Punk come out, and he would basically talk about how McIntyre would talk about how Punk said he was a locker room leader when he was WWE champion, but Punk was never a real leader to Drew McIntyre. It was a huge, awesome promo. You would actually have Drew say, I'm the leader now, kid. Punk would say he's not a demon, as Drew McIntyre called him. He was actually Satan incarnate when pushed into a corner. So that was, in my opinion, actually a shot at the devil in AEW. I thought that was a very cool reference. Drew said that he will not stop him from winning the Royal Rumble, but Punk said since he's a nice guy, he's going to eliminate Drew last. We then get Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor in a nice match. I didn't like how it ended, but I thought it was a good match. Tommaso Ciampa would pick up the win with help from Johnny Gargano. If they're the faces, they should easily win the match without the help. We then get Ludwig Kaiser versus Kofi Kingston It would end in a double countout, and you would actually have Ludwig Kaiser attack Kofi with a steel chair. He would throw the office chair in Kofi's face, and then he would run from officials and actually deliver a drop kick to what seemed to be Kofi's head on the steel steps. Great match. Loved that. Really goes to show the awesomeness of Ludwig Kaiser. We then get Katana Chance versus Caden Carter in a tag team championship match, defending their titles against former champions Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Would be an okay match. Katana Chance and Caden Carter would pick up the win. We then get The Miz versus JD McDonough. Fun, nice little match. The Miz would pick up the win to continue JD McDonough's losing streak. Jinder Mahal would come out. Rollins would have a verbal altercation with him, and you would have a match made for next week of Rollins versus Mahal for the world title. Rollins would try to stomp Mahal, but Mahal would escape. We then get Ivar versus Otis in a nice, quick, big man match. Ivar would pick up the win. Good match. Fun to see. And in your Raw main event, we get a street fight between Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura. Cody Rhodes would pick up the win in his hard-fought street fight, probably ending this feud. I know people are saying, like, oh, why are you having Shinsuke lose? Because Cody Rhodes is the babyface you're building up to win the title at WrestleMania. That's why you have him lose. It's simple booking. Good guy, bad guy. Good guy wins in the end. You insult someone's dead father. Guess what? Good guy's going to win. It's just what simply happens. In the end of the movie, the good cowboy picks up the win, blows the bad cowboy away at high noon in the middle of the street. That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Fun watch, fun Raws, fun SmackDowns. Let's move on to the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble kicked off with a pre-show match with Cody Rhodes and Goldust defending their tag team titles against the New Age Outlaws. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. It would be the New Age Outlaws would pick up the win and go on to defend their titles for the last time ever as a tag team. Fun little match, fun way to have the pre-show kick off, but the main show is where it really got hot in the first match of Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. 21-minute match. Holy shit, this was fun. Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan, Luke Harper. Unfortunately, it's hard to even say this, but only one of those people is still left alive out of those three. And none of them are with the company anymore. That's very sad to say. Bray Wyatt would defeat Daniel Bryan in a shocking win. He would actually pick up the Sister Abigail for the win. You would actually have Daniel Bryan. The storyline all started with Bray Wyatt targeting Daniel Bryan pretending to join the Wyatt family, then in a steel cage match, turning on Bray, picking and leading to this match at WrestleMania. Or leading to this match at the Royal Rumble. After this, it would turn into a feud with John Cena for Bray Wyatt, and a feud with Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would become the third man to defeat three members of Evolution at WrestleMania. The other two were Undertaker and John Cena. Those are the only two. Those are the only three. Daniel Bryan, Undertaker, John Cena. I think that's a funny little stat right there. Undertaker is the only person to defeat all four members of Evolution at WrestleMania because he also defeated Ric Flair at WrestleMania 18. Bray Wyatt would pick up the win with the Sister Abigail, and It's very sad to hear Shawn Michaels. This is only 2014. It's only now 10 years ago. You would say those two guys are the future of WWE. Daniel Bryan is close to calling it a career for wrestling, apparently because of his neck issues. And again, Bray Wyatt's gone. It's a very, very sad fact when you think about it. Yeah. Let's move on to the next match. The next match was a match between a former Paul Heyman guy and Paul Heyman's main guy, Brock Lesnar. It was a good match. It was the Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. The Big Show had history with Paul Heyman as Paul Heyman was the one who turned on Brock Lesnar to join up with the Big Show and make Big Show this WWE champion. Brock Lesnar would come out immediately, shots fired, and would try to destroy the Big Show's arm with a steel chair, just attacking as hard as he could. And the Big Show would hit a KO punch. Brock Lesnar would then hit an F5. 1, 2, 3, a 2-minute match. Brock Lesnar would pick up the win. You couldn't expect more from these guys, but it was still a fun little match to watch. You then get your World Heavyweight Championship match as Randy Orton would face off a rematch with John Cena, the former World Heavyweight Championship. They would unify the titles at TLC. It would be John Cena, World Heavyweight Champion, and Randy Orton, the WWE Champion, would face off in a TLC match. Randy Orton would pick up the win to unify the titles, and now here's your rematch. This was an awesome match. These guys never had anything but chemistry in the ring. Whenever Randy Orton and John Cena faced off, you knew you were in for a great match. So Randy Orton would pick up the win. John Cena would hit the AA. Randy Orton would hit an RKO. Then they would reverse, and you would actually have Randy Orton hit an AA and John Cena hit an RKO. And then you would have Bray Wyatt show up, hit a Sister Abigail on John Cena. Randy Orton picks up the win, and this would lead to a feud between John Cena and Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30, which should have been Bray Wyatt's coming out party, but it never became that. So it's sad to see that. All right, Royal Rumble time. This decision has been lambasted by a lot of fans. Destroyed. Anyone who talks about this match in light is considered a terrible person. Everyone wanted one man to win the Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan. And one man won the Royal Rumble. His name was Batista. It would actually come down to Roman Reigns versus Batista as the last two entrants. You would have Alex, and this would also be, I want to point out, CM Punk would start off this match in the number one spot in his last WWE match for 10 years until he would return to the company this year. And who would he start off against? Seth Rollins at number 2. And the stories just write themselves, don't they? You would have Batista come in at 28, eliminate everyone in his path. I forget where Daniel Bryan entered. What did Daniel Bryan do? Did Daniel Bryan even enter the Royal Rumble that year? Damien Sandow, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, JBL. Yeah, JBL, that was a funny one. Roman Reigns would break the elimination record set by Kane. Originally was 11. Roman Reigns would break the record at 12. That record would stand, I believe, until Brock Lesnar broke it with 13. Batista would pick up the win after last eliminating Roman Reigns. And this would actually lead to a viral video by a kid named Michael Green, kid behind a camera. For those of you who don't know, he's on YouTube. His father was the Angry Grandpa. May Charles Green Jr. rest in peace. I believe he was Junior. May he rest in peace. He was actually one of my biggest inspirations. Love the guy, and I still love Michael Green, even though he's kind of gone a little bit clickbait route with some of his videos. I still love him. They still make me laugh. If this somehow reaches in, keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're awesome. Love you. They have brought me so many laughs in my lifetime. I love listening. I love watching them. So this match would Batista would have left WWE a long, long time ago, and you would actually have him win the Royal Rumble. People would freak out over this. They would say he left. He doesn't deserve to win the Royal Rumble. He left. He went to Hollywood. And they would reject Batista. You would actually have them throw Daniel Bryan into a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and Daniel Bryan would pick up the win and get the title. So funny to watch this. And if you're looking for a funny video, go watch that Get Behind the Camera video of him reacting to the Royal Rumble. So that's the Royal Rumble 2015 or 2014. It's an okay Royal Rumble. The ending really hurts it. It would be a start to a disastrous number of Royal Rumbles, as you would have Batista win, then Roman Reigns, then Triple H, and it wouldn't get good until Randy Orton won it to go to WrestleMania 33 again. So that's a funny one to see. Alrighty, for the first time ever, let's go to a movie review on this. I have watched a lot of WWE movies, and this might turn into a regular review segment on the channel. I don't know, but let's see what happens with this. Let's review Vendetta. It was released in June 12th, 2015, starring Dean Cain, Michael Eklund, and The Big Show. The Big Show plays a mobster slash contract killer who is arrested by Dean Cain's character. Dean Cain is a police detective, and The Big Show makes a witness disappear so he can basically take out his revenge and kill Dean Cain's wife. Pregnant wife, actually. In the movie, Dean Cain has his gun pointed to him. His partner talks him out of it. And my dad did point out he thought that was stupid. If he was just going to do all this, why not just kill him in the beginning of the movie? Somewhere inside his mind after the funeral, Dean Cain finally snaps and he says, all right, I'm just going to go. I got an idea. He then goes, kills Big Show's brother, and goes to jail for murder. He gets put in the same jail as Big Show, where Michael Eklund is the warden. And Michael Eklund basically says, I know why you're here. I'm trying to talk you out of it. But if you're going to do this, you're going to be my weapon of mass destruction. He then convinces Dean Cain, then goes on a rampage, killing anyone who gets in his way through the movie, all these prisoners who were trying to kill him before he could get to Big Show. Big Show starts to try to work over everyone to be on his side. Dean Cain actually Michael Eklund actually turns on Big Show. As it's revealed, Michael Eklund is corrupt and is running a basically drug front out of the prison through Big Show's mob connections. He then tries to use Dean Cain to get rid of the Big Show so he can then take over his drug front. Dean Cain sees right through this, tells the warden this isn't going to happen. The warden then kills Dean Cain's partner on the outside. You would then have Dean Cain finally snap and say, all right, I'm in this. He would throw someone off the roof of the prison, one of Big Show's main guys. He would throw him off the roof onto one of the security guards. This is one of the funniest deaths I've ever seen. I laughed for 10 minutes straight when I first saw this. My dad laughed for 5. It was hilarious. I watched it 3 times over the first time I saw it. Hilarious. Dean Cain finally goes into the yard during a riot. After that, kills the Big Show. The the warden's about to kill Dean Cain, and the warden finally gets arrested. Dean Cain looks at him and says, "Hey, Warden, I'll see you soon," alluding to that he's going to kill the Warden once he gets into prison. It is a violent movie. It is a strong action movie. This is violence incarnate, and if you're looking for a good movie to watch, this might not be it, but if it's a fun movie to watch. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's not the best, but damn it, is it funny, and it made me laugh at times out loud. I thought The Big Show did the best with what he could. I thought Dean Cain actually played the role well, and so did Michael Eklund. I thought this, if the story was better, it would have been a great movie, but there was still so much that I wish was there. If I had to give a movie a grade, C minus, D plus, it gets a little bit of a bump for the laugh it gave me. That laugh was hilarious. And now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Battle Droid of the Week. It was almost Tony Khan. It was almost Tony Khan, but I'm going to give it to something else. For those of you who don't know, I get a lot of my news from Fightful and WrestleFeed, which is an app you can download on Apple and Samsung, I believe. It is a great news source for wrestling. They combine all the news sources to provide you everything that they can. I love them. It's what I actually use for my notes for a lot of my wrestling reviews. And I also use Fightful to find out any stories, any breaking news. I will use Fightful. There is one thing with Fightful that I do not like, and that is Alex's Sour Grapes. Alex's Sour Grapes to me is a shitty excuse to just lambast WWE. They will always review AEW highly, in my opinion. There are times when they don't. I will give credit where credit's due. But 98% of the time, it goes AEW heavy and WWE painfully. And I don't try to talk about it because I'm like, you know what? That's what they do. If that's what they enjoy, that's what they enjoy. Like what you like, just don't be a dick. Until this week, they decided to attack CM Punk for not wrestling on any shows on TV. And to me, it's just so stupid. Of course he's not going to wrestle any shows. He is a special attraction guy. You're going to have him win the Royal Rumble and then probably not wrestle until WrestleMania. He's probably not going to win the world title from Seth Rollins, but that's the point. He's not supposed to wrestle on regular TV, really. He is just supposed to be there to bring in special eyes for pay-per-views. And I don't get why you're attacking WWE for this. It makes no sense. So because of that, Alex's Sour Grapes, you are the Battle Droid of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Way more people listen to them than me, so again, not trying to attack them. I just think when you're doing something wrong, call people out on it. Still, love Fightful. Great wrestling source. If you need your news, subscribe to them on Patreon. They will always get you great wrestling news with awesome sources. And also download WrestleFeed. Those guys are also amazing. I use them, again, almost every day. Thank you very much for listening. I've been the big guy. This has been Wrestling Made Simple. It has been a fun week in wrestling. I really enjoyed this. Again, also, there's a lot of terrible weather and wind hitting the Northeast right now, so please stay safe, stay in your homes, and be careful. Again, stay safe. Thank you very much for listening. Please enjoy this week in wrestling as we move closer to Royal Rumble. We are now less than 3 weeks away, so enjoy wrestling this week. Have a great week in wrestling. I've been the big guy.